All right. Nice and easy. All right. Ryan. Okay, go ahead. You're gonna sit in that chair over there.
That one is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it out for you. Careful. All right. You got it. Good. All right. You can see everything from here. I'm gonna go do the show. Don't touch anything. All right? I'll be right back. About an hour.
Okay.
You can see everything from here.
Okay.
All right, Pop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the caregiver, Dean Napolitano!
Thank you. Oh my God, look at you guys. Very grateful. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. Wow, nice crowd. Holy shit. Oh man, long time coming, man. 4 years ago, shit all started, right? Almost to the day. This is when I became this, you know what I mean? Full time, right? Now we're out coughing, spitting, laughing on each other. It's nice to be back. America's back, baby. Am I right? Come on. And a lot of people have seen me a long time. They hear it. I've been doing comedy 33 years. Never been a political comic. But I will say that we can all agree, whatever side you're on, the left, the right, you're in the center, doesn't matter. I think we can all agree. Yeah, if you see an individual alone in a car with a mask on, you'll knock that fucker off the highway. Am I right? Just Mario Kart that bitch. Put some oil out there, throw a banana. Because we were in it together, man. It's almost there. St. Patty's Day will be 4 years. They shut it down, right? We're back here now. You know, big group here, nice and tight. It feels good. And we were in it together. You remember when the Trump and the Fauci came on TV? You remember that? Remember when they were friends and shit, holding hands for the interview? Like, hey. Right? They came out and they looked at us and they said, hey, America, stay home. We need 15 days to stop the spread. And we said, we can do it. We're Americans, man. Then you remember they came back on TV, day 16, they go, we need another 15 days. And we all looked at the people we were locked in with and said, you're gonna die, fucker, I can't take it. Because you love your family or your spouse, but you've never been in prison with these bitches, you know what I mean? And I don't know who you guys were locked in with. I was locked in with a 90-year-old Italian father and a 26-year-old millennial daughter with anxiety. Anxiety's a real thing. If someone has it, treat it with respect. Had it since she's a little girl, man, and they were freaking out watching the news. I was drunk for 30 days in the pool. Anyone else? Hammered. They would watch the news, right? They're watching the news. I'd come in, a little buzz, you know. My dad's looking at the TV. He goes, you see this shit? You see what's happening here? I got so drunk on a Tuesday, I tried to smother him with a My Pillow. I was like, you fucker! He laughed at me. He goes, I can breathe, dipshit. It's a My Pillow. It molds to your face. That's the whole pitch. I even got the My Slippers to sneak up on him. I was like, I got you, you son of a bitch. My daughter, she was freaking out about a whole different part of the whole pandemic. She was worried about the surface contact. First time I ever heard that term. How you get it when people you're out, how you pick it up. She was watching the news with my pop. I come in, I'm a little buzzed again on a Thursday. She's like, hey, Dad, I was watching the news with Pop, and I saw that if we go to the food store and I touch a banana, and a guy that had COVID just touched that banana, I'm gonna get COVID? Yeah, I laughed too. I was like, Erica, I grew up in the 70s. I ate gum off the driveway. You're gonna be fine. Right? I bobbed for apples and other kids spit and snot at the height of flu season. At the height of flu season to get a dirty quarter that was in the apple from my dad's poker game the night before. So I knew they were just guessing in the beginning. You know what I mean? That's how I figured it out. Cough it up, sir. That's the sound of freedom. Whoever's coughing, I love when I hear coughing. Someone coughs in front of me, I walk right up and go, what do we got? Try it. It's hilarious. But I figured out what they were doing, man. I figured it out. You know, I was observing. I figured out where they tested all their theories on us. It was the food store, because that's where they said we could go, but you had to go home. Remember that? Go to the food store and go home. So we all went to the food store every day to get the fuck out of the house. Am I right? Yeah, and I shop at Publix. You guys shop at Publix grocery stores? Yeah, all right. It's about almost half. What do we got? Winn-Dixie trash in here tonight? Have you been to Winn-Dixie? There's always blood on the floor in the meat section. Is there a gang fight in here every Friday? You get a fucking mop? There's always one guy. I shop at Aldi. I like to bring a box when I shop because I'm fucking crazy. Ha! Have you met these people? I saved 9 cents on bananas. Well, you're fucking crazy. But I'm not judging. I'm not judging where you shop. I'm not. I mean, a little bit, maybe. Unless it's Walmart. Have you been to Walmart? That's a shithole. Holy. Yeah. Oh, have you seen the produce area? It looks like they grew the cherries in a fat guy's ass. Have you seen the cherries? I wouldn't eat a cherry from Walmart if you paid me $5,000. That's just me. But the food store is where they tested all their theories on us, right? They tested every theory. And we all saw it at the same time, like lab rats. We all walked in to our food store of choice. We all saw the same first safety precaution. We walk in, you look down, huge arrows on every aisle. Remember the first time you saw that? We all had the same reaction. What the hell is this shit? And then you got the announcement with the instructions. Public shoppers, thank you for shopping at Publix. Please notice the new one-way shopping arrows on every aisle for your safety and convenience. And remember, we're all in this together. Remember that bullshit? Yeah. I was like, tell the guy with all the toilet paper we're in it together. What am I going to wipe my ass with? Yeah. He's not in it together. But I did. I followed the arrows because I was raised Catholic. If I don't, I go to hell. That's the deal. Same with the shopping carts. Got to put the cart back. Mom said put it back. And I let out a little cough like that guy did over there. I went, my daughter goes, Dad, keep it together. Remember in the beginning, if you, oh shit, if you sneezed, it was like you threw a grenade down the produce aisle, am I right? People would lose it. This guy's right out of Wuhan. He's right out of fucking Wuhan. I go, Bob, it's me, your neighbor. Fuck you, Dean. I never liked you. Now, I don't know about you guys. Every time I got to an aisle that I needed an item, arrow was the wrong way. Anybody else? Mathematically impossible. I'm like, shit. No one's in the aisle. I needed pickles. They were 8 feet down. My daughter looks at me. She goes, Dad, no one's in the aisle. Grab the pickles. I said, bitch, it's a pandemic. Fauci said walk around. He knows what he's talking about. We got to walk around. So I did. I walked around for that first 30 days like you guys. Anybody do this on day 31? You start walking backward down the wrong way of that aisle? I got this shit figured out, Dr. Fauci. If you felt someone coming, you would stop and look up. Oh, those are olives. We need pickles, kid. Those are olives. Then the mask thing in the beginning, right? People wore the mask. I didn't fight. I wore the mask in the beginning for the workers because they had to. I took it off when I left the store because we're in Florida. We had that choice. I noticed in the beginning, there were 2 rules. And people couldn't do both. They would do one or the other. If they followed the arrows, wouldn't wear the mask. If they wore the mask, wouldn't follow the arrows. It was the weirdest shit. You know, I'll wear the mask, but this one-way shopping shit's making me crazy. One-way anything doesn't work. One-way streets, one-way shop. One person screws up, everybody's fucked. Am I right? You got a 93-year-old lady in Florida looking for a brand cereal. I don't know what I want. Now you're in swamp ass and COVID mist all in one aisle. It's Florida. I'm not bullshitting. This is all real. And then they didn't know the distance. You know this? They didn't know the distance. They made it up. They started at 4 feet was safe, shot up to 12 feet. It's all fact. Settled at 6 feet because people were fighting. They had to give a number. We all found out it was 6 feet because you're wearing your mask, following arrows. You went to go check out this day. All of a sudden, at the end of every aisle, blue tape at every freaking aisle. I thought there was a marathon. I go, what's going on, man? I look up, I see the sign on the magazine candy rack, 6 feet, CDC, safe distance. I go, all right, Erica, we're going to make it. The government's got us. They know what they're doing. First pandemic since 1918. Everybody became a historian. You know, it's the first pandemic. Shut the fuck up, I know. But I said, we're going to make it, kid. I stepped up too quick on a guy. Anybody do that in the beginning? Get the psycho in your neighborhood? He spun around, he's like, hey, back up! I said, holy shit! Because he had on a visor with another mask, goggles, rubber gloves. I said, is there a Freon leak in the frozen food section? And he was pissed. He's like, no, it's 6 feet, CDC, it's a pandemic. I said, I'm sorry, I thought you were walking ahead. He goes, you need to pay attention, it's a pandemic. He kept saying pandemic, yelling at me. I had to shut him down. I'm with my daughter. I'm like, I gotta shut this guy down. I look in his cart. He's got 4 cases of Coke, 3 boxes of Klondike bars, and 2 bags of Doritos. I said, yeah. I go, listen, pal, COVID ain't your problem. Diabetes is gonna get you way before this shit. Now go grab a salad, fatty, and stop yelling at me in front of my daughter. But this is the one where we all knew they didn't know. Because we gave them 30 days. Then we're all like, come on. We all got to the store, mask, arrows, 6 feet. I go to check out with my daughter on this day. I get up to the register. In front of the register girl was the newly installed 6 by 6 foot piece of plexiglass. 3 inches thick. You remember the first time you saw that? I thought I was at SeaWorld. I go, where's the dolphins at? She's got her mask on, trying to yell through the glass. You find everything you need today? What? You find everything you need today? Do I support the gays? Yeah, whatever. What kind of question is that? She goes, no, did you find everything you needed today? I said, yeah, I found everything. Now I'm out of breath because I'm yelling through plexiglass from SeaWorld, right? I took 2 steps to my right to go pay for the groceries, and I noticed that the bag boy was wide open. Do you remember that? Protect the cashier, fuck the bag boy. Do you remember seeing that? I was like, this doesn't make sense. I look at my daughter, I go, the bag boy's gonna die. He's got no glass. He's got no glass. And he didn't even hit the kid. He's just bagging my shit. Oh, this virus is something else, sir. It's plastic, okay? Can I put the eggs with the Windex? Yeah, the eggs ain't jumping out of the fucking carton. You got no glass, dipshit. They don't give a shit about the bag boy. Those groceries no longer belong to the store. Protect the bitch, counting the profits. That's their motto. Worst part of this, as we all know, is that the bag boy is never a boy. Right? The bad boy's usually a 97-year-old guy named Walter, right? He's got a World War II veteran hat on. His mask is around his ear, right? He's like, you want paper or plastic, pussy boy? What do you want? You want me to carry it out to your car for you too, Nancy? Whoa. Walter, no, I got my daughter here. You're damn right you got your fucking daughter. Act like a man. I was there in 1918, pal. He was smoking a Marlboro at the register. He doesn't want to go home to Sheila he's been married to for 80 years. I can't go home to that bitch. The lockdown's killing me. Well, we made it. Yeah, we made it, man. 4 years in. Florida, man, yeah. Florida was, it's a weird thing to say, but Florida was fun to be in during the pandemic. Right? Because we handled it different. They're like, you can't do this. We're like, nah, we're not going to do that one. You can say no. My father's watching this constantly. He goes, you see this? This is right when it happened. He goes, they're trying to cancel Halloween. They say the kids can't trick or treat. And I was like, but they're already wearing masks. They got to make up their mind. Me personally, I was more upset they used the phrase trick or treat. Because you can't trick a kid in 2022, 23. You trick a kid now, they go home crying to their mom, hysterical. The mom calls the cops. Cops come to your house. Now you got an ankle bracelet, you're on a list, you're the weirdo in the neighborhood. When we were kids, trick or treating, people scared the shit out of you. Right? They'd come out with real chainsaws. Yeah. You would shit your pants in the driveway. That was awesome. You'd run home, see your friend. You gotta go to that house, scary as hell. Shit my pants. I'll be back. Gotta change. We loved fear. No one was afraid on Halloween. You went out in packs of kids. Like, Halloween in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s, even 2000, you went out and got your year's supply of candy, man. Yeah, it wasn't just an hour. You did shifts. You did a morning shift, an afternoon shift, got some lunch, then you did a night shift. You trick-or-treated like a pregnant Denny's waitress with 4 kids at home. You got to make the money. Yeah. No designer candy bags, pillowcases in case it rained. Am I right? Yeah. Hey, y'all remember? There was no bling on your pillow, on your candy bag. Yeah, you went out in packs of kids. No one was afraid of getting kidnapped, right? Yeah, it was safe. We were fine. You watched these kids trick or treat last year? Have you witnessed this shit? 25 houses they quit. I'm tired, Mom. I'm so tired. And the mother is driving them from driveway to driveway in a car. How the fuck are you tired? We would just go everywhere. Sometimes, remember this shit? Sometimes you'd hear through the grapevine, kid to kid, that there was a 3 Musketeer bar being given out 15 miles away. Full size. Right? You're like, how far? 15 miles? We're burning daylight. Let's go. And you'd go, you'd make that journey, man. Halloween, 1978. I was 9 years old. Selden, Long Island, where I grew up, right? I hear about this, yeah. Thank you, yeah. I hear about this 3 Musketeer bar from my friends. I'm like, holy shit, we gotta go. My brother Scott's 16 at the time. He takes me and my brother, a couple friends around. We're going on this trek. Sometimes when you trick-or-treated, you'd get a candy bag dropped in your candy bag. Remember those? White bag with a pumpkin on it, tied up, full of shit. You didn't know what was in it. You couldn't see it till you got home. We go on this journey for this 3 Musketeer bar. About an hour and a half in, I get one of those candy bags. I'm like, oh my God, I got one. It was like Christmas and Halloween. It blew your mind. Couldn't wait to get home, right? 9 hours later, we get home from trick or treat. It was the 70s. Yeah. I walk in the door, my father grabbed my pillowcase, and he checked all the Milky Ways and Reese's cups for poison and razor blades. That one's all right, buddy. You can have the rest. You can have the rest. Teeth marks in it. I go, Pop, you want to check the candy corn? He looks at me, he goes, no, the candy corn's fine. Go ahead, eat the candy corn. Yeah. And the candy corn wasn't in a packet. The guy took a handful and just threw it in your bag. Shit scattered all over your pillowcase. You'd reach in, grab one out of the corner, blow the hair and fuzz off. You put it on your tooth. I'm a vampire. I'm a fucking vampire. Yeah, y'all did it. I didn't care. I didn't care he was eating all the good candy. I wanted to see what was in the prize bag. He missed it. I go in the other room. My brother Scott's in there. I go through this thing, right? I open up this candy bag, and in the candy bag was a wooden match, a cigarette, and a tampon. The guy played a trick. I'm just staring at it. Like, what is this? My brother's cracking up, right? Every kid in my neighborhood in 1978, or at least a bunch, got a wooden match, a cigarette, and a tampon in that bag. And every parent laughed their ass off at that trick. Right? If that was today, whole different outcome, am I right? Right. They triangulate every cell phone to that guy's house, am I right? CNN, Fox News would roll up, FBI. You'd watch the 11 o'clock news on Halloween. Selden Psycho getting kids hooked on nicotine and cotton. More at 11. I was 9, man. I'm just staring at it like, what is this? My brother didn't miss a beat. He saw the confusion. He's like, oh, no big deal, buddy. Smoke the tampon, shove the cigarette in your ass. That's how it works. Yeah. Yeah. You're laughing. My ass is up to a pack a day. You believe that shit? Hey, how you doing? How are the kids, Bob? Halloween, 78. Horrible habit. Well, here we are, man. It's been a law change for all of us in more than one or two ways. You know, for me, my dad, he's 94 now. Never got, he was 90 at the time. Never got COVID, got pneumonia in the hospital 30 days. Yeah. People know how that is. You know, I go to check him out. The nurse comes up to me, you know, she goes, excuse me, are you his caregiver? I said, what? Because I did it for I never heard the term caregiver. When my mom was sick, I just took care of her. I said, yeah, I'm taking care of my mom. You know, we're taking care of her at home. And she's like, she saw I was confused. And she goes, does he live with you? I go, oh, yeah, he lives with me. She goes, okay, well, as you can see, he's a lot weaker now. He's on a walker. He lost a lot of strength the last 30 days. You're going to have to be with him while he builds up his strength and help him with everyday things. For example, when he needs to shower, you have to do a shower assist. I said, what the fuck is that? And she could see the fear in my face, right? She goes, oh, no. She goes, it's not like, this is what she said to me. She goes, it's not like you got to get in there and wash his nuts and berries for him. She goes, but you got to be there to put the soap on, hand him the cloths, and make sure it's a safe showering environment. I said, oh, that's my dad, 8 kids, Army guy, you know, Korea. I'm like, I guess I could do this. We get home, 2 days later, he's got to take a shower. She didn't tell me he can't wear the hearing aids in the shower. Yeah, it's like $6,000, right? Now, he's deaf. And I got to yell the instructions at him in the shower, which you can't yell at someone and not look angry like a prison guard yelling at a prisoner in the shower, you know what I mean? The shower looks like a prison shower because there's a bar cemented in the wall, there's a seat, he's hanging on naked. What's next? What's next? And I'm yelling at him. I'm like, it turned into shower charades. I go, you got to wash your balls. He looks at me, he goes, the walls? Like, what? I said, no, your balls. Yeah. Then he forgets and he goes right to the face. I go, drop the washcloth, Pop. You can't go nuts to chin. It's not healthy. You're about to teabag yourself, you crazy bastard. Yeah. Yeah. You can't write that shit. That happened. You know, it's just a weird, when you caregive, it's weird. Anybody done caregiving, by the way? Yeah, very hard emotionally job, yeah, because there's a lot of emotions by both parties. And as the caregiver, you're very confused because you've never loved someone and wanted to choke a fucker more in your life. I watch Dateline now just to get new ideas, really? Antifreeze, I didn't know that. Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna do, you know what I mean? That's why I love Florida with the Silver Alert program. Yeah. I think it was Oklahoma started it, but we adapted it, man. 100% return rate with the Silver Alert. You know that? That's a damn good return rate. Yeah, and I love it because as a caregiver, sometimes I need a break. I come home after a hard week, I toss him the keys on a Friday, I go, Pop, get us a pizza, see you Monday. He's always confused. Really? Yeah, get pepperoni, whatever you want, whatever you want. Yeah. So you just don't know what you're going to see until you see it. And with the shower, I just never thought I'd see my father naked this many times in my life. Really, it's shattering to you because I'm 54. I just turned 54. He just turned 94. He's exactly 40 years older than me. Yeah, right? I know. Yeah. It's insane because every time we get the shower ready, you know, I'll be in the bathroom getting things together. He's over there on the bed, you know, getting his clothes off, right? He walks in, and he's got the walker and everything. All right, let's get it done. Let's get it done. That's hilarious in its own right? And as soon as he crosses into the bathroom in the light, and I just see it, I just stare at him. I just stare right at it. I can't help it. Because all I could think is, that's going to be my dick in 40 years? I feel like Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. No fucking way. And I always know I'm looking too long because he's like, what? I go, nothing, everything's fine. Come on, hop in the shower. It's terrifying. It's really terrifying. I don't know if anybody else besides me ever seen a 94-year-old, 90-year-old penis? Yeah, horrible, horrifying, am I right? They don't know. So, you know what it looks like for you who don't know? It looks like a scared baby bird stuck in a dry stack of hay. I gotta get out! Come on, man, let me out! Yeah, that's the voice I give it because it looks angry. Come on, man, let me out of here! Yeah. At one point, it had wings and can fly. Now it's just stuck in the nest. This is bullshit! It's amazing, man. And you can't, a lot of your life gets put on hold. It's like you're never off. You're never off, you know. I couldn't date. I stopped. I just started dating recently, last year, because I just couldn't do it. I was like tied up with all this stuff, and you know, you can't. My dad's like, you got a girlfriend? I'm like, no. I'm gonna bring somebody home to this fucking craziness. What was my line gonna be at a bar? Hey, want to come back to my place, watch 8 hours of Fox News, and watch me watch my dad wash his balls? After my last relationship, you know, it was like 2 years. I went on 2 dates after that. I dated a girl for a month, crazy and dumb. Sometimes you'll meet crazy or dumb. Every so often, you get the combo meal. You know what I mean? This girl was so crazy and dumb, she tried to kill herself in her garage with her Tesla running. You believe that shit? She died of thirst 5 days later. I'm so thirsty. So thirsty. Thank you. Then I went on one date with a girl, went on like one of those all-day dates where you do like something outside and then you go for like a lunch and drink. And she was one of these Save the Planet people. Like everything was a planetary thing she had to save and rescue. Yeah. Finally get to lunch, I'm getting a drink. I go to put a plastic straw in my drink. She goes, oh, no. I go, what? She goes, those are bad for the environment. They kill sea turtles. They end up in landfills, end up in the ocean. Next thing you know, you're killing baby sea turtles. She pulls out a metal straw she paid $25 for. She goes, you should use a metal straw, better for the environment. Reusable. I said, well, a metal straw will kill a shark, you crazy bitch. She goes, what? I said, think about it. You get drunk, you leave the metal straw here, the staff ain't gonna keep it, they're gonna throw it in the garbage, same place the plastic straw ends up, it's in the landfill, and then you know, it's in the ocean. Now you got 5 great white sharks with straws stuck in their heart because of you, sicko. She's like, oh my God. She goes, just try it. So I tried it. Anybody ever try sipping out of a metal straw? Yeah, disgusting, am I right? It tastes like you just blew the Tin Man, that's what it tastes like. Have a heart. That's your dick, Tin Man. I don't like the way it tastes. Bring the scarecrow over here. Let me try that. And just, you get on your 50s. Over. That one got you, huh? Yeah, you get in your 50s, you know, you're like, you got a lot of, you know, you meet someone, it's hard to date because you got a lot of, I don't call it baggage, I call it luggage. I had a lot of great times in my relationship, so I don't call it back. I call it luggage because it's a lot of story. But then the person you meet, they got a lot of luggage, a lot of story. And on that first date, you're both going to be pitching all your story. It's like you're pitching a product, right? She's pitching her product. It turns into a weird game of Shark Tank dating. You know what I mean? You're both pitching a product. You know the patents are running out. You got to dump this shit, right? We're on that first date, and she's like 3 glasses of wine in, right? And she's just chatting away, and I'm like Mark Cuban. I'm writing shit down. I'm running the numbers. I'm like, all right, slow down, Sarah, slow down. I'm running the numbers. I'm doing the math. Finally, like 30, 40 minutes in, I stop her. I go, I got to stop you, Sarah. She's like, what? I said, you're all over the place. She goes, what do you mean? I said, you just told me you graduated high school in 1987, and you're 45. I said, I graduated high school in 87, and I'm 54. So you're cooking the books. Your margins are way off. I said, then I went on your Facebook. You had 47 selfies up this week. That's a little narcissistic. And when you went to the bathroom, you kicked over your purse, and 11 prescription bottles rolled out. That wasn't the problem. One of them wasn't birth control, and for those reasons, I'm out, Sarah. Shark Tank fans. I know that sounds harsh, but I had a buddy, 53, had a baby, starting over, right? Any guy in here that's over there 50 want to start over? You want to start over? No. No. Because I know that's what's going to happen to me. I'm going to meet a girl, 54, 74. She could be 104. Betty White looked pretty good when she died, right? Yeah. We're gonna date for a little bit. We're gonna fool around that first time. She's gonna say those magical words every man wants to hear in bed. It's okay. You can go ahead. I can't get pregnant. Because I know she's hiding 3 eggs in her rib cage just waiting for me. The minute I release my soldiers, she's going to drop those things like Blitzkrieg, London, World War II. Fertilize! Fertilize! Yeah. It's crazy, man. Relationships are hard. I mean, you know, I'm a divorced guy. People divorce, but, you know, I was in a relationship for 5 years. You know, I can do it. Recognize that laugh. Yeah, I can do it. I was in a relationship. The girl I was dating, I couldn't take it because all she watched was reality TV. I hate reality TV. Housewives of Atlanta, Housewives of Orange County, Housewives of New York. She watched that show, Fixer Upper with Chip and Joanna. Have you seen this bullshit? I love them. Every house looked the same to me. Gray and white walls. Pillows everywhere. Words on every wall in every room. Right? You walk in the kitchen, it says eat. Right? Wine. The living room says family, gather. Any guy in here coming home from a 10-hour day at work, forgetting what to do in every room of the house? This an issue? Are you coming home after 10 hours on the job, fellas, looking at your stove and going, what the fuck is this for? Eat. I'm in a kitchen. Who are these kids on my couch? Family. I got kids. I was married. Every married couple knows. Problem isn't the living room or the bedroom. The living room or the kitchen most of the time. Problem's the bedroom a lot of the times. You want to put words on the wall? Put words on the bedroom wall. Eat. Family. No more family, bitch. That's it. Every one of these shows, the guy has no say in the house. The guy's just like, okay, whatever you want. Right? Then they always try to reward him at the end of the show like he's important, right? They make him a piece of furniture from like a condemned barn from 1860 on the back of the property that the health department condemned. Right? At the end of the show, they have this dining room table. They're like, hey, Chad, since you had nothing to do with the way your house looks, we made you this beautiful dining room table out of the condemned woodworking shed from 1860 that your grandfather worked in. He's like, well, why the hell would you do that? Then they leave, right? 2 months later, the kids are eating Captain Crunch at the table, coughing up blood. He's like, what the fuck? That's because great-grandpa had tuberculosis back in 1860. And you burn condemned wood, bitch. You don't make furniture out of it. Yeah, it's hard, man. Relationships are tough. Everybody knows. If you're married, dating, you know. My parents would have been married 64 years almost before my mom passed when I was caregiving for her. Yeah, 64. Yeah. Good. No, it's okay. Yeah, you don't have to clap. In the end, she wanted to stab him with a steak knife every morning. I swear to God. It got crazy. In the end, my mother tried to kill my father at Outback Steakhouse. I swear to God. I'm not joking. Whenever she was in the hospital a lot in the end that last year. Every time she got out, she wanted to go to Outback. She loved steak. My mother was an accountant. She controlled the money. My father, crazy Italian, not good with the money. You know what I mean? And he's not even there. We get out of the hospital. My sister's down from New York. My son's 17 at the time. My dad's sitting next to me, right? He's just there for the meal. I'm ready to hear the hospital story, right? And she would give him a budget when he ate. It was the Outback special. A sirloin and 2 sides and enough for 2 alcoholic beverages. It pissed him off, right? He's like, "It's bullshit." You know. Anyway, he eats every meal. He's not even, it's the Last Supper. He's like, "Ah, blah, 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 blah." And then he's got to talk right away, and shit's flying everywhere, man. Like somebody put a biscuit in a wood chipper. He'll look up from his plate, there's corn on his temple. Have you ever seen that? And there was no corn at the meal. How does that happen? Oh, we had corn Friday, it's Tuesday. What the hell's going on? You know, and he's there, he can't even, because the conversation he would be in, but he never charges his hearing aids right? Yeah, the hearing aids work great, by the way, but you got to charge them. Because every meal I'm like, "Pop, what are you getting?" "Geek, Pop, geek." He gets confused. He thinks it's an Amber Alert. "Geek, there's a kid on 95. Alvarez. Geek, white Toyota. Alvarez." But you know, we're sitting there, right? My mom's over there, my sister, my son, Pop's on my right. Waiter drops his plate. My dad's like, "Oh," the waiter's like, "Holy shit," right? And he's just talking. My mom's giving me the whole story. About 8 minutes in, my son starts hitting me with his elbow. I go, "What's up, dude?" He goes, "Dad, I think Pop is choking." You ever been in that situation where someone might be choking when you're out and you don't know if they're choking? So you ask them questions? Because you don't want to just jump up and start humping your dad at the Outback. "Hey, Pop, all right." So I swear, I look at him, I go, "You all right?" He looks at me, he goes, I go, "Are you okay?" He goes, "Here's my mother." Finally, he sees we're not doing anything, right? And then my son looks at me, he goes, "Dad, he's turning purple." Now he's in phase 2 of choking. He looks like a pelican trying to get a fish down. Here's my mom. He just looks at us, I swear, he grabs his water. He just takes the water and washes the meat down like a great white, just forces it down with water pressure. Swear to God. Takes a deep breath, looks at me, he goes, "Woo! That was close." My mother doesn't miss a beat. She goes, "That's what you get for not chewing your food, you savage." Now, I don't even know this person now. This is the kindest Catholic woman. I go, "Oh my," he looks at her, gives her that 63-year marriage stare, stands up and just leaves the restaurant. I chase him in there. I chase him in, right? I chase him out to the parking lot. I go, "Pop, are you all right?" He looks at me, he goes, "It's your damn mother. I can't chew that sirloin with these false teeth. I wanted the filet for $5. That bitch tried to kill me." So the point is, fellas, get the filet. You earned it. Yeah. It's not easy. Yeah. The funny thing is, that's not funny, but after we'd go to the hospital, my mom was sick and all that, we'd be in the hospital. We go to Chili's, him and I, after the hospital visits, you know, and we go there, and I've been going this place with my kids since they were little for desserts after shows, and I noticed that when we go there, he wanted to tell me his whole life story. That's what they do. When they get in that point, they just want to tell you their life story, and they want to just leave their legacy, and they go from the beginning right to where you're at. My dad would just do that, and you got to let them do it. They've earned it, you know? You just listen. So I would just drink the 2-for-1s at Chili's, you know what I mean? Could do like 8 of those and still drive home fine, you know? Even if I can, I let him drive. It's a silver alert. It's like an Uber for free. And he would drink water because of his medicine. He's eating the chips and salsa, right? And he's telling me his whole life story, and he's spraying the bar with chips. Waiters are going down like Vietnam. He's like, fuck, this guy's got to stop talking. And I'm listening. We'd be like 40 minutes in. Eventually, he'd run out of his life story, and he would seamlessly jump into my life story. Never the good shit in my life story. Always the mistakes, you know? He'd be talking about himself, and all of a sudden he'd go, well, you know, not like you know, you got divorced, you went back with your ex-wife, then you did the same thing with your girlfriend. I'm like, all right, Bob, shut the fuck up. I knew the whole staff. I'm like, you're telling them all my business. He goes, then you left Hollywood, you went bankrupt, you really had a shot, but you blew it. I'm like, Pop, shut the fuck up. I didn't know how to shut him down. My mom's sick. It's a weird time, a lot of emotion. So I had to hit him with something. I figured, let me ask some advice. Let me ask some like question that he can pontificate on. I thought for a second. We're in the bar area, and I look at him. He's got the hearing aids, you know. I go, Pop. He goes, what? Eek. I go, Pop. I look right at him. I go, you still masturbate? Swear to God, I asked that at a Chili's at 10:23 at night on a Tuesday. I remember it like yesterday. He doesn't miss a beat. He goes, what do you think I do? Your mother's a sick woman. Whoa! Waiters were throwing up in the background. I couldn't talk the rest of the night. I didn't know what I just heard and learned. Went home. I don't think I talked to him for 2 days. I was just confused. I'm like, no way. And then I was like, you know what? I'm an asshole. I judge my father on a part of life I don't know. He's going through this with his wife. It's my mother, but it's his wife. Different scenario, right? And why is it bad if an old guy does that? Why? If a young kid does it, teenager or 20, even every mom in here knows, don't rush into your teenage son's room. You're going to see shit you don't want to see. Not bad if they do it. Old guy does it. He's a pervert. Send him to jail. Why, I ask you, why? Same weapon, older weapon. When you're in your teens and 20s, you're like a machine gun. It's going off 30, 40 times a week. You can't control it. You get in your 40s and 50s, you're like a sniper rifle. 2 good hits, she's out. You get in your 80s and 90s, you're like an old Winchester war musket. You got to load the gunpowder in for a month and a half. And you got to fire that musket or it goes off on accident and people die. This is all real shit. Yeah. For a long time, I thought he was like a year after, I was like, hey, there's no way he still does that, man. He was 87 at the time. I'm like, no freaking way. You know, and then I thought, yeah, he's bullshitting me. He was just trying to get me, you know, in that conversation to screw me up. And then, like, a year later, I kind of caught him, but didn't catch him. I swear to God. No, I swear, because we're home, right? Here's our house set up. Like, his chair's there, my bedroom's over there, TV's here, my couch will be back behind him. And we were sitting there, and I can always hear, like, everything in the house when I go to bed. So I'm sitting in the chair, he's over there, we're watching Goodfellas for, like, the 98th time, I swear to God. It's on, like, it's always on. It's like 1 o'clock, I go, Pop, I got to go to bed. I got to call my girlfriend. He's like, all right, good night. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, good night. I go in my room, talking to my girlfriend in my bed, right? All of a sudden, like 10 minutes into my conversation, I hear in the living room, I go, I think my dad might have just fell. She goes, do you need to go check on him? I said, now hang on a minute. So like 4 minutes go by. Yeah. I'm listening, I don't hear him moaning, I don't hear nothing. 4 or 5 minutes go by, all of a sudden on my door. Dean, I need you. Now I'm worried. Now I'm like, oh shit. I go, I'll call you back. I jump up, I put my pants on, I open the door. He's standing there, Hair's all fucked up, belt's undone, shirt's untucked, pants are disheveled. He's like, I go, what's up? He goes, my chair just fell apart. I go, what? I walk out in the living room, and the base of the Lazy Boy is disconnected 4 feet from the back of the Lazy Boy laying on the floor. I was shocked. I go, what the fuck happened? Straight face. He looks at me, he goes, I don't know. It just fell apart. So he works his way around me, right? Sits on the couch, and he's got AFib, so he's like, belt's doing this, all this weird shit. I'm like, what the? I pick up the back because it goes on these tracks, and I go to slide it in. You know, I'm like, it's bent. I'm hitting it. You know, I'm sweating. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Oh, how did this happen? Right? And I'm just hitting the thing. I'm trying to lock it in, and about 7-8 minutes in, all of a sudden I put it together, and I go, oh, no. It was like the game of Clue while I was fixing it, you know what I mean? It was Pops in the living room jerking off to Goodfellas. So I finally locked this thing in after like 10 minutes, I swear to God, right? Lock it in, I turn around, I go over to the couch where he's sitting, he's still gasping. I go, hey, do me a favor. He looks at me, he goes, what? I said, masturbate in your bedroom like every normal American does. Swear to God, he doesn't miss a beat. He goes, you got a point there, you got a point. Word for word. I go back to bed. I got to call my girlfriend back. She's loving my dad. She's like concerned. I know she's worried. I call her back, and she's like, is he okay? I said, yeah. I said, you're not going to believe this one. She goes, what? I said, I think my dad was trying to masturbate in the living room to Goodfellas. She's like, what? No way. I said, you know, he's a horny Italian. She's like, no way. And then I started cracking up uncontrollably. I couldn't stop laughing. She goes, what the hell's so funny? I go, I just pictured how it went down. Because think about it. He had to have that thing in full recline, am I right? Everything's out in the open, right? And he's just choking that thing like it owes him money. Pay up, you little bastard. Pay up. My wife's been sick for a year. Pay up, you little fucker. And it's like, I'm trying, Neil. I'm trying. Pay up. And it was so vigorous and angry that it dislodged the brackets of a Lazy Boy chair, launched him back. At that point, his feet had to go over his head. Think about it, his feet. He went up, did a reverse teabag somersault, hit the floor. That's when it was like, what the fuck happened? That's caregiving. Lost the sign. It's all right. We all know what it's about anyway. It's true, man. It's a crazy story. Here's the thing. That happened like 7 years ago. And I always get permission. Like the one about the Chili's, I asked him, hey, you mind if I do this on stage? It's hilarious. I don't give a shit. As soon as that one happened, he goes, next day he's like, you gonna tell that story on stage? I go, no, I'll wait till you're gone for that one, Pop. It's been 7 years, I gotta get this shit out. I could go first, you know what I mean? This guy ain't giving in. He's playing long ball. What are you gonna do? But here we are, 8-9 years into this journey. Yeah, and let me tell you, a lot of times, and this is going to get weird for a minute, but hang in there, I promise you it gets funny. No, it does. It's weird because sometimes, you'll see comics or singers or whatever, dancers, and like, hey, you should try out for America's Got Talent or Last Comic. And I did all those when I was in L.A. I went right to producers. I made it to the night show on Last Comic. And I found out you can't just be funny or a good singer. You got to have a story. They want the drama. They want the story thread. Am I right if you watch it? And my sister, my mom, they love that show. And when my mom was real sick, it was getting bad, I get a call from the producers, and they're like, hey, we want you to audition for America's Got Talent. We're doing divorced dads over 40. That's the kind of a theme we want to hit. And we think you're perfect. You can go right to producers. I said, I can't do it. My mom's sick, and I'm taking care of her. I'm like, Dean, we think you're perfect. You really should come out. And my mom's like, do it. Tell them the story here, because she watched the show. I said, Mom, I'm not doing it. She goes, tell them what you're doing for me. I said, I'm not going to whore out the family to get on a TV show. She gave me a face like, what? She's Catholic. So 4 months later, she passes away. I know, I promise it gets funny. 10 months later, my sister passes away from breast cancer. I know, I promise. Yeah, I go up in the January before, and I'm up there laughing with her. I went to some treatments, and we're laughing, talking. She loved America's Got Talent. I tell her about the story. She goes, do it. I love that show. And tell them what you did for Mom, and you're there, and you're a hero. He's making me laugh, taking me to stuff. Tell them this journey. I go, Jen, I'm not whoring out the family to get on a TV show. Yeah, she was like, what? So then 7 months later, 8 months later, she passed away. Fucking crazy, right? I get a call from America's Got Talent again when they're auditioning. They want me to come to audition in Savannah, Georgia, my favorite city. Yeah, I love Savannah. They're like, we think you're perfect again. You just come out, you go right to producers, you don't gotta wait. And my girlfriend at the time was like, just do it. They wanted you to do it. This is a sign. And I'm like, I was hesitant. I go, all right, I'll do it. So I go to Savannah, get a hotel, we stay overnight. I go to the place, I audition. First, when you go in, you got to write out your whole story to tell them what, because they want to know what they can use in the show. So you got to write everything out. I'm telling about my mom, what I went through with her, telling about my sister, how hard it was on the family and being up there. And I write it all out. It took like 40 minutes. Yeah, it's fucking a lot. And I'm thinking, my writing sucks. That's misspelled. I know it. You know what I mean? Cross it out and find an easier word. That's what I do. Those are my people. And I did. I'm writing this shit out. Finally finished. I go audition for the producers, and I have a great set. I have a really good set, as good as the other ones, I think. Holy shit, they're right. There's a story here. I'm going to get on. Next guy to audition, highly functioning, 19-year-old, Down syndrome, stand-up comedian guy. Yep. I go, well, I'm fucked. Yeah, I got 2 people died. He's got Downs his whole life. He wins. Yeah. Does his set, hilarious shit about his condition. Hilarious material. He walks over. I'm like, wow. I go, good set, man. He goes, thanks. Next guy to audition rolls in a wheelchair. Full-blown ALS, writing jokes through a straw, coming up on a TV behind him. Hilarious shit about ALS. The kid with Downs looks at me and goes, this is bullshit! It's all about the story. You guys were awesome, man. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very grateful for you all coming out. This was a great night. I appreciate you all coming out. Thank you, appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Oh, man. Huh? What the hell did you do? One more shot. How do you want him coming out? I'm not going to make him get out. We're just going to, I'm going to roll back, and I'll pull up with this thing hanging here. Okay. I'm going to enter, and then turn. When I say something to you, look at me, okay?
I got you.
Back here. Just keep looking there, and go. No. Do it like a laugh, like. No, too fake. No. Do it like you just committed a crime, like. That's not bad.
A little louder.
One more time, a little louder. I got a show. He said, "Fuck this shit."